Well, I came here in 2006 to project manage a Department of Education project called Playing for Success. I'd already operated two, one at Birmingham City Football Club and one at Aston Villa, and it was ostensibly to run a study support centre, working with local schools and working with local pupils who were underachieving in literacy and numeracy. And the idea was to use the sport and the venue as both a motivating factor and a theme to aid their learning.
Okay.
That was in 2006.
Yep.
In 2010, the Department for Education pulled the funding on the Playing for Success project. This was a national project. It wasn't just local to Birmingham, it was a national project. And they pulled the funding. It was a change of administration, and that usually happens. What happened here was that the chairman of the club, Dave Warren, asked if I would stay on and help to develop the community side of the club and the foundation side of the club. Whilst we were here working for the Playing for Success project, we were working with some 15 to 20 local schools, and so that made this a very vibrant community project.
Yeah.
Once the funding had been pulled on that, there was a danger that the community element would just wither and die on the vine. So I stayed on, and it was a lovely opportunity for me to then develop the community side of the club along different lines. We continued working with local schools and we continued working with local pupils, but we expanded and extended it to include parents of the pupils. We had the parents coming to pick the pupils up in the evening and asking whether they could also work in the computer hub that we developed here, and whether they could use it to develop their IT skills. So we then started to offer computer training, basic computer training, to the parents of the children in the area. That then developed into the parents asking, or adults, not just parents, but adults in the local area, asking whether we could help them very specifically with job searching. So from that we then developed our work club, which we have running to this day. And in that time, from say 2010 to date, we've worked with some 2,500 people, helping them get onto the pathway to employment. We've developed partnerships and relationships with lots of other community projects in the area, the local job centre, the City Council, very, very supportive of what we do. The Children's Centre, the Children and Family Centre, down Tritterford Road, community centres, Brandwood Community Centre, Holy Cross Church. So we've developed a very positive and vibrant relationship with lots of community areas. And it was that part of my brief that brought me to the attention of the board. They realised that they needed that sort of input into the board so that we weren't just rugby fixated.
Yeah.
The club was developing more into a community-based club rather than a rugby club with a community side to it. The idea from the board was that it wanted to become a community club with rugby and other sports. We now have, we hadn't got any women's rugby at all when I first started. We now have 3 teams and they are quite successful. They train 2 or 3 times a week. They have a fantastic atmosphere and camaraderie amongst them. And yes, it's gone from strength to strength rather than we are now looking to develop a girls' team.
Fantastic.
We had a little bit of a gap between the mini and junior female section up to about 8, 9, 10, and then we had nothing until the women's side. So we are now looking to develop a girls' team. I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud. I was very pleased to be asked to join the board. I was very pleased that the role that they wanted me to fulfil was one that I was very happy about. I really think it's important to develop the community side. I have the full support of the rest of the board to develop the community element of this club as far and as wide as I would like to take it. That is a nice feeling to have that kind of support.
Fantastic, Lynda. Well, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
See you again soon.
Thank you.